take a walkthrough of Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch and a couple little housekeeping things, and I saw some questions in the comments that we can answer, including, well, the state of New Mexico just said that they were going to launch an investigation. Actually, they've been saying that since probably about September of last year. It's passed through 2 committees. Now it needs to go to the final one so that it can get approved, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
Hello, I'm Darlene Street with Sotheby's International Realty here in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Please enjoy your tour of this lovely property today.
Brief rundown of the ranch. Now keep in mind I've been covering this for years. I have a huge playlist about this, so this is just kind of a nutshell of the situation. If you think I missed anything, as always, this is a collaborative experience. Please leave it in the comments and go watch those videos. Jeffrey Epstein purchased Zorro Ranch from our former governor, Bruce King. I've seen some confusion about that, thinking that it was Bill Richardson. He and Bill Richardson had a very close relationship. However, this was purchased from the King family. They still own a lot of land in the area. Epstein was also very close with Bruce's son, Gary, who was the attorney general for the entire state of New Mexico and accepted many campaign contributions. Many prominent figures visited the ranch, which you can see through all of the flight logs. If you look at those, ZOR is Zorro Ranch because it has its own landing strip, which we're going to get to in a minute with the infrastructure of this place as we walk through it. Jeffrey was also very close to many people who were prominent in New Mexico, including our scientific community, because the goal for the ranch was to use it to, quote, seed the human race with his DNA. That brings us to the newest claim that there are people in the ground out there, which I would absolutely not doubt. New Mexico, especially out there, it's in the middle of nowhere. You're going to see that, and you saw that from the videos. Plus, if you saw the video that I posted the other day, there's digging equipment out there. So if they don't hustle buns and get out there, there's not going to be anything to find. But with the Truth Commission, reading through the fine print of everything they're saying, I don't think there's any plans to actually investigate out there. This is why we got to read the fine print, people. So they did actually do interviews with people who would be involved with this, and the people from the Truth Commission within this article say straight up they do not have the power to go out there and do anything, so they have to pass it up to someone who's higher up. And the higher up is saying that he believes this is unsubstantiated, and what he's really worried about is misuse of state trust lands. Okay. He also states clearly they are not doing anything without seeing unredacted emails, and we know that that is not going to happen. So I would pretty much, even if you get your Truth Commission, they're going through paperwork. This isn't going to yield anything substantial. Little receipt on the Truth Commission. Last time I talked about it was November 17th. However, they started discussing it September of last year, which was a steady 6 years after, and they cared about it so much they're pushing it through with the speed of smell. Another couple bits of really important information. This place was never raided. The FBI has never gone out. The police were never there. The only people that ever visited were people from the Land Commission in New Mexico. However, they were told you're not allowed to come in here, and they just left and did not pursue it any further. It was sold for an undisclosed amount after being on the market for a while to an undisclosed entity, San Rafael LLC, which nobody even knows who owns that LLC, and it's a very new one. Some of these things on their own don't add up to, but when you put them all together, it really is a head scratcher. What you're seeing here is this is actually a natural ridge that's near the house. This is the entrance gate, which I've shown you pictures of, right? Then this is where you get up to the main house, but this kind of skips over Ranch Central, right? Because you have to go through Ranch Central to get here. Main house is just as opulent as you would think that it would be. A lot of stuff like this. Don't rich people have just the absolutely worst taste you've ever seen? Just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's good. I mean, calling Caesar's Palace, hello. 26,700 square feet of the tackiest furniture you have ever seen. And here's the other kicker about it. All of this was sold with the property, because you got to remember, this place was never raided. This place was never searched, anything like this, because this would all get destroyed. They'd be cutting things open and pulling things. Oh, well, maybe that's just what they do in impoverished neighborhoods, maybe. But that's one of the reasons I don't feel so bad putting this place under so much scrutiny, even though it has a new owner. You wanted to live in this. You wanted all of this darkness and all of this pain to be your home. Well, you're going to dance with the devil. You're going to be under the pale moonlight. I don't know what to tell you. This is what you see when you get past the 3 security gates. There may be more now. They're doing a lot out there. And this is what you're going to see when you're walking into the main house, the 26,700 square foot house. One thing that I really want you to notice is this video was taken about 3 years after he was no longer here. Look how nice everything is. The fountains are working. We've got things kempt. We've got things kept up. That is because, seen them myself, I can show you pictures sometimes, this place never stopped running. There were always ranch hands out there. There was always someone doing something. Heck, you can look up a story about when they got robbed. I'm going to show you what was taken in a minute. That the ranch hand actually stopped someone out and held them at pew-pew point until the police got there, which I thought was amazing. I didn't know the police knew where this place was, so I guess I'm proven wrong every day. Now, think about it. When you're looking at all of this, I really want you to think about this tangibly. This is the middle of nowhere, even though you're seeing this gigantic house. Once you look kind of out and they show you the bird's eye, you are brought here and you want to run away. Where can you run to? Nowhere. Nowhere. The main house is disturbing, and check out the digging equipment. There's a bunch there if you didn't see the video directly before this one. But the part that disturbs me the most about this property is the town that Jeffrey Epstein built. He built this with a very clear intention, not to mention when you see the types of houses they are, knowing what kind of business he was running, and being someone who has unfortunately been caught up in that type of business in my past, I know exactly what these houses are for. You're going to give the people going there experiences, and you can sustain the infrastructure you need to start having a baby farm, basically. If you're unfamiliar with the language of experience, it's basically the person paying, whoever they're paying, they want either like a girlfriend or a wife or something a lot worse that nobody wants to be a part of. That can also include the environment. They have like a ski lodge, even though you're not skiing out there, that sort of thing, just so you know, and continuing. This is the lodge. This is set quite a bit off from the other houses, and it's a log cabin. It's meant to mimic a ski lodge, literally. A better look at the lodge, which, oh my God, can you imagine what it feels like? Because I know what it feels like just being on the street next to this place. Can you imagine? Like, you must have to be like a truly evil person to be comfortable here. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Then you're gonna go down this road and we're gonna get to the airport, which there's two helipads. There's one by the house and one out here. You can also land a plane here. Terrifying, yes, I know. This is a better view of the airstrip. Now, since this has been taken, they have built a better radio tower near the airstrip. And if you're not using it, that seems a little strange. So there's that. But the whole thing's a little strange. So there's that. This is Ranch Central. This is a town. This is a fully functioning, I'm talking, we got a general store and a fire department in here on top of water retention tanks. We've got some stables, which for like 5 minutes there were some horses in there. Now they're gone. I don't know. Bird's eye. This is a quick rundown of what you would find in Ranch Central. Now they have the ranch office because this was going to be run as a town. It was being run as a town, in my opinion. They've got the Adobe Residence Yellow House, Red House, Bunkhouse, horse shelters, firehouse. It's a literal firehouse, like with a fire truck. I'm not even kidding you. Then they've got the barns, they've got a heated garage, all kinds of stuff. And have all that without very well thought out infrastructure to help you run your little town in the middle of nowhere. We're talking water tanks, fire retention tanks, wells, all kinds of stuff. This is the fire station, and one of the few times the police actually found their way out to this place was because someone broke in and stole a mirror off of this truck, and they were caught leaving, but they were held at, again, pew pew point until the police could get there. Again, I didn't know they knew where it was. They left this one off a lot of the descriptions, but included the pictures. Now, Sotheby's has taken this entire thing down. The video doesn't even exist anymore. But here's the general store, the blue house. Back to that talking about experiences thing, the log cabin. Further evidence of a completely self-contained system, greenhouse, and they've got the fire trucks, they've got, they got everything. They really, honestly, outside of getting deliveries, wouldn't have had to bother with the rest of the world, and I think that was exactly the plan. Stables, and I include this one because it's interesting. Right after the sale, I saw a few horses out there, and then they just disappeared, and I don't actually know what this ranch does for money. The yellow house, I'm telling you, the list goes on and on. There is a lot out there, and just all that we know, it feels so wrong. It feels bad. That's it for this one. I think I made it really clear, but one thing that I would like to extend just the most amazing, I think that you guys are amazing. I have seen that our legislators, they're making videos. You guys are calling. You're not down with this, and you're letting them know. Now, do I think that anything is actually going to happen, anything tangible? No, I don't. I've lived here too long. I know how it works, and I know that this was a cover-up that everyone participated in. But I'm glad that we all know about this, and I'm glad that you guys are calling, and I'm glad that we're making noise, and I am so proud of you. That being said, I know this was a long video, and if you stayed for the whole thing, I really appreciate it, but there was a lot to go through. I'll see you guys soon. I hope you're having a great day, and again, I'm so proud of you.